I would say please be seated. Good to be with you all. Sorry about last week. Hang on here, I'm just going to turn this pulpit mic on. We've been having some technical difficulties with the live stream system. We got it figured out. We're still flushing them out though. It's an extraordinarily complex system, as you can see, just watching from your home. So I just wanted to read what is already on the website in regards to the new Mass protocol as we come back next Sunday, and we thought that it would probably be the best venue, since everyone is watching on Sunday Mass, the best venue to just announce it now. I may follow it up this week with a Facebook Live in which I can answer questions as they come in. Or you can, write into the Facebook asking any questions that you may have. But these are the guidelines given to us by Bishop Kagan for reopening. And to reiterate what Father Crane said, praise God. I would invite you this week to just think a couple of things. First off, we've done an alarming decrease in confessions. And my worry as your pastor, for the whole church really, as we have gone through this, is great fervor usually as we start out. But it wears on all of us. I celebrated a funeral this last week in which I had the permitted number of people, which is quite few, but just to celebrate Mass with people, with souls again, I discovered in that moment, it has not been a good thing, let's say, for us priests to be away from you and for you to be away from us. It was quite touching just to be in the presence of other parishioners as we celebrated this funeral. So we really are looking forward to having you back, but as the fervor, has maybe been sort of beaten down a little bit as we've gone through this time, and it's been a long time, 2 months basically, that you haven't received communion. I would invite you to make a good confession this week. So confession times are available, as they always have been, 11:45, and then we just stay in the confessional as long as we need to accommodate those who are coming. And then we will have confessions from 2 to 3:30 on Saturday. There will be no confessions until we get to a full reopening during Masses on Sunday. And it's very important because a lot of people are used to that, but that we can't social distance correctly with the way we have it set up and have confession lines at the same time. And so please bear with us. As soon as we're allowed to get back to normal, we will. We're anticipating that hopefully to be soon. So in the meantime, I want to thank Sarah Massey, who has gone to great lengths to develop the Mass time lists. We met this week, discussed the bishop's guidelines, and our answer to that is what follows. So the new Mass protocol. Each registered active family at St. Leo's has been assigned a Mass time. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I go to this Mass. Hopefully we got that, we got you into the Mass that you're going to. But if we didn't, you have to come to the Mass that you are assigned to. And the reason being is we have to shut down every other pew in the church, so there is less room to accommodate the normal numbers that we have. And we have, somewhere in the vicinity of 1,200 to 1,500 people a Sunday coming to Mass. So you can find your Mass time on the website or on our app. We ask that you attend your assigned Mass to help us ensure that we don't have to turn anybody away. Right? Because once we're out of room, we're out of room. So if you have a Mass time assigned to you, that means that we know that you and your family will fit into that Mass, and we don't have, if it works, we won't have to turn anybody away. Again, confessions are 2 to 3:30 on Saturday and 11:45 Tuesday through Friday during the week. The first Mass will be celebrated back in the church next Saturday at 4. Now, I know those of you who have been on the website have seen that the bishop has opened it up on Wednesday the 6th. That is true. We have a cleaning crew coming to do a deep clean on the church, and we also have a lot of stuff to do to get ready prior to that Mass so that we're set up correctly, and some of that is going to be training. Okay, a little bit more about that in a second, but we'll be training our ushers beforehand. So I know everybody, the daily people really want to get back as well. We will get back the following Tuesday to daily Mass. in which you'll understand after going to the Sunday Masses how to social distance even in the daily Mass, okay? We have designated, so just to be clear, next Saturday at 4 is the first Mass back in the church. We have designated the 8 a.m. Mass as our senior Mass. So the great majority of people that have been assigned to that Mass are those in the senior category because they're more vulnerable, and so we're just grouping all of them together to be safe, okay? So the 8 a.m. is the senior Mass. Now this is really important. First off, if you haven't mailed in your collection, please do so, or we have the automatic withdrawal on the website, but the collection baskets will be, or can be found in the back, or at the back of the pews, okay? And we'll be changing those out between Masses, but there'll be no passing of the collection basket because of social distancing and transmission potential. So please put your donation in that basket either before or after Mass as you're coming in. I will remind you of that at the Mass itself as well when you are all here. Now, in order to accommodate everybody, and we got a lot of people, we decided to add an extra Mass, okay? So we now have the 4, and we have the 5:30 on Saturday evening, and then we have the 8, 9:30, 11, and 5. So we are not just getting back to Mass, but we are having a celebration of Masses. Great fervor here at St. Leo's, but we're just going to try this out. So you come to the assigned Mass. In order to do that, you got to get online and look at, it's very clear how to get there. It says Masses you've been assigned to. Click on it. There's lists. And once you discover your list, you need to go to that Mass. And then determining upon next weekend how many people come, we will adjust from there, okay? So if they're all, packed at the level that we can be, which is about half capacity, then we'll know everybody's still coming to Mass. But I want to be very clear, the obligation for Mass has still been lifted. So if you don't come to Mass on Sunday, it is not a mortal sin yet. Because Bishop Kagan still has that listed as it being lifted. It's not an obligation. So if you're nervous about this, don't come. If you are, vulnerable to the virus, or you have underlying conditions that make you more vulnerable to catching it, then please don't come. It's not an obligation. And if you're concerned in any way whatsoever, if you're sick, don't come at all. And if you're concerned in any way whatsoever, know that obligation is not in place. We're just doing this to get people back to Mass as best we can, and hopefully it is not, I got it on preset 4, son of a gun. There we go. Hello! You've been looking at the altar the whole time. Sorry about that. Anyway, so, if you don't end up coming, it's not a sin. And again, if you're in a vulnerable state, I would say please don't come. And if you're sick, under no circumstances come. We're trying to be as safe as possible. The main doors, the elevator door and the southwest corner door will be the only doors of entry. And I'm not even going to repeat that because if you show up and the door's locked, you just got to go to a different door. But the main back doors are your best bet, okay? For doors of entry. And then finally, I am asking all the ushers to meet at the church, here at the church proper, on Tuesday, May 5th at 5 p.m. Tuesday, May 5th at 5 p.m. because the ushers were going to depend quite a bit on not only keeping the ushers safe, but just instructing the ushers how to get people to where they're supposed to be. Because families can sit together in one pew, but otherwise we have to adhere to 6 feet of social distancing. And so that means every other pew is cut off, the pews are staggered, and how people fit in, we're just going to have to see how it goes. We've done the best preparation that we can. We will have masks for the ushers to reduce contact. And then during communion, we will only have communion in the hand. I know in other places people that have been concerned that they would like to receive communion on the tongue. this is not the time to have a debate about that, okay? You know me, I'm the most conservative priest out there, or one of them, I guess. I'm all about reception on the tongue, if that's what you want, but under these circumstances, it is a higher virtue to be obedient to your bishop than it is to receive Holy Communion on the tongue. It's an act of obedience and humility to do what he's telling us to do, and he's telling us to do this so that we're safe. This is all about being safe and keeping others safe and not getting others sick, okay? So don't present yourself to receive communion on the tongue, because I won't give it to you on the tongue. Everybody will be receiving on the hand, okay, for this period of time until we hear otherwise. But we will also be wearing masks during that time to reduce contact. Only clergy will be giving communion because of the lower numbers and transmission rates and everything else. And so I think that pretty much sums everything up. Again, ushers, I will see you next Tuesday here at the church, May 5th. We'll get some training happening in regards to how we will be seating everyone. If you do not feel comfortable as an usher, ushering, please just let us know. We totally understand. But again, praise God that we are able to get back to church, and hopefully, by the grace of God, we'll be getting back to normal throughout our entire society and have a beautiful summer. So know of my prayers for you all. Please go to the website and check that out, what Mass you've been assigned to. Come to that Mass next weekend, and I will see you face to face.